Chosen one. You're on God's VIP list, only 1%. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to follow the crowd, echo the noise, or settle for the scraps of this world from the moment you were born. There was something different about you, something distinct, something set apart, something that couldn't be explained by mere chance or logic. This difference wasn't random. It was intentional. It was divine. And now the time has come for you to understand what that difference truly means. You are on God's VIP list. And that list, it doesn't include everyone. It's not common. It's not popular. It's not predictable. Only 1% make it. And you are part of that 1%. As you watch this video, let your spirit fully engage. Stay until the end, because the energy that flows through this moment is activating something powerful within you. Write your warmest wish in the comments and the number. 99, let the universe feel your vibration. Let your intention touch the divine. You are not just hoping, you're manifesting. You are not just listening, you're receiving. This is your time now. Chosen one, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And let's begin. You see, the world often rewards visibility, noise, and numbers. But God works in silence, in separation, in consecration. While others were chasing approval, you were being hidden. While others sought titles, you were being taught. And while others wanted crowds, you were in the wilderness, learning the language of the Spirit, being refined by fire, molded by the unseen hand of purpose. What the world called delay was actually divine preparation. And now that preparation is revealing itself. In a holy announcement, you've been selected, you've been identified, you've been chosen to walk a path that only a few ever see. This isn't just about being gifted. Many are gifted. This is about being trusted. God is trusting you with something sacred, something eternal, something weighty. You are being trusted with revelation, insight, and breakthrough. And that kind of access doesn't come through popularity. It comes through purity. Your name is on a list that isn't written by man. It's not tied to earthly success or social validation. It's written in the Spirit, inscribed with divine fire. When heaven looks down on this generation, your name glows among the few, the elite, the set apart, the ones who didn't quit, didn't conform, didn't collapse under pressure. Chosen one, you've walked through shadows that would have destroyed others. You've carried burdens that were never yours, but lifted them anyway. You've stayed silent when you could have spoken and loved, when you could have left. These are not signs of weakness. These are signs of royalty. And this is why you're on the list. Not because of perfection, but because of alignment. You aligned your heart with something higher. You aligned your path with something deeper. You kept believing when logic said, give up. You kept showing up when results weren't visible. And now, the divine reward is about to manifest in front of everyone who doubted your calling. The reason you feel misunderstood is because you were never created for mass comprehension. Your blueprint is ancient, your wiring is celestial. The people around you couldn't decode it because it wasn't for them to understand. It was for you to carry. You are a key holder in this era. You are the rare frequency that breaks cycles. You are the divine strategy in motion. That's why you couldn't quit, even when you tried. That's why your soul kept whispering, there's more. That's why doors that closed were actually reroutes, not rejections. And now everything begins to make sense. There is an unveiling taking place quietly but powerfully. Those who are on this divine VIP list are about to be brought forward, not for vanity, but for victory, not for applause, but for assignment. You are one of them. You are one of the ones who said yes in private, and now heaven is saying yes to you in public. You are being ushered into spaces that your resume can't explain. You are about to receive favor that breaks natural law. Elevation is coming that bypasses normal process. Why? Because this isn't promotion, it's prophecy. You were hidden for a holy reason, protected for a powerful purpose. There were people who looked over you, underestimated you, and forgot you. But God remembered, and now the remembrance is activating reward. The overlooked season was your training ground. The isolation was your acceleration. You were not behind. You were being backed. And now that backing is going to be revealed in the form of divine placement. You are not chasing stages. Stages are being set for you. You are not forcing alignment. Alignment is finding you. This is not ego. This is evidence. Evidence that you were made for more evidence, that your spirit held the frequency of heaven. Evidence that your obedience did not go unseen. You are on a list that the earth cannot manipulate. Your name is etched into divine architecture. No one can erase it. No one can replace it, and no one can fake it. The energy around you is shifting. You'll notice doors opening without your effort. You'll sense people being drawn to you without explanation. You'll experience a peace that surpasses past pain. Why? Because you are moving into divine flow. God's favor is financing your future. This is more than a breakthrough, it's a birthing. You are entering a new dimension of authority. You are being crowned in the spirit, and with that crown comes clarity. You're beginning to see why you had to walk alone, why you had to trust the unseen, why you couldn't copy others. Your steps were custom, your process was prophetic, and now your platform will be powerful. Not because it's loud, but because it's real. Authentic power always rises in silence before the world hears its roar. You have been authorized by heaven. And when heaven authorizes you, no force on earth can revoke that license. There's a level of grace that's being released over your name. Your name will enter rooms before you do. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your words will activate healing. Your energy will disarm opposition. Why? Because you are carrying divine signature. You are marked. You are mantled. You are chosen. And now you are confirmed. The time of hiding is over. The time of proving is complete. You are moving in the energy of confirmation, divine confirmation. You will no longer seek to explain what God is doing. You will embody it. You won't chase validation. You will radiate vibration. Your essence will say what your mouth doesn't have. 2, the right people will recognize you. The right doors will open for you. The right flow will carry you. And all of it is because you are on God's VIP list. Not everyone can come with you. Not everyone will understand the moves you're about to make. That's okay. You weren't made to be understood by many. You were made to be revealed at the right moment. And this chosen one is your moment. Your arrival isn't loud, but it's legendary. Your emergence isn't flashy, but it's anointed. You don't need a spotlight. The divine light within you is already shining brighter than anything the world can offer. This is the season where everything accelerates, might not by manipulation, but by momentum, supernatural momentum. The wind is at your back. The heavens are in agreement. The vision is aligned, and the vibration you carry is undeniable. Your footsteps are marked with promise. Your hands carry healing. Your name is being whispered in rooms that matter. The divine list has your name circled, highlighted, sealed. The shift you're entering into is not incremental, it's dimensional. You're not simply stepping into a new chapter, you're stepping into a new realm of reality, a divine frequency that responds to the identity you've always carried, but are only now beginning to walk in fully. The old version of you was needed to survive, but this version of you, this elevated, aware, spiritually activated version, was made to reign. You have crossed the threshold of wondering and entered the territory of knowing. Knowing who you are. Knowing whose you are knowing. Why things had to unfold the way they did. The heartbreak, the confusion, the betrayal, the delay, it all served to refine your discernment and protect the purity of your calling. What was meant to disqualify you only sharpened your intuition. And now your intuition is tuned into divine flow. You can feel it. You can sense it. Something powerful is about to be released over your life. And it won't be small. This isn't about proving yourself. That season is over. The people who needed convincing have already seen the evidence. Now, it's about positioning alignment, receiving what was already yours, but delayed until your spirit was ready to carry it with integrity. That's the part most people don't see. They see the outcome, not the obedience. They see the elevation, not the endurance. But God saw it all. God saw your tears, your silent sacrifices, the lonely nights, the spiritual battles you fought without telling anyone. And now heaven is responding with honor. Honor is not something you ask for. It's something you attract when you're walking in purpose. And you chosen one have been walking in purpose even when you didn't have clarity. That's rare. That's why you're the 1%. That's why you're on the list. Because you kept showing up to destiny. Even when you didn't have the map. You were guided by trust, by divine instinct, by inner knowing, and those who are led by that inner compass become magnetic to miracles. You're not waiting for favor anymore. Favor has already found you. It's orbiting around your life. It's rearranging things behind the scenes. It's removing what no longer serves you and replacing it with what's divinely assigned to you. And some of these replacements won't make sense to your natural mind at first, but your spirit will recognize them immediately. The people, the opportunities, the timing. It will all feel orchestrated because you're stepping into a level of acceleration that doesn't need permission from your past. Your mistakes don't have the authority to cancel your mission. What others said about you has no jurisdiction over what God placed inside of you, and what took others years to accomplish will come to you with grace and speed. Why? Because you've already paid the price in faith, in fire, in silence. Now, it's time for fulfillment. Your life is about to become a testimony of divine precision. Everything will begin to align in ways that surprise even you. The doors that open won't require keys, they'll respond to your identity. Because when you carry the seal of divine approval, creation recognizes you. Atmospheres respond, hearts open, systems bend, resources flow, and it's not because you forced it. It's because you finally stepped into the version of yourself that was always chosen. This is not the time to shrink. This is the time to expand. Expand your vision. Expand your capacity. Expand your belief. You've outgrown the old version of you, and everything that was attached to that version must now be released. You can no longer tolerate environments that drain your energy. You can no longer explain your spirit to those committed to misunderstanding it. You can no longer delay your destiny, trying to fit into places that were never designed for you to thrive. You are ascending quietly but rapidly, powerfully but humbly. And that ascension is creating tension with the old. But don't let that scare you. It's confirmation that your frequency has changed. And with that change comes elevation, in wisdom, in insight, in positioning. In favor, you are not who you used to be. And that's the point. You were never meant to stay hidden forever. You were meant to rise. And now that rise is here, what's coming next isn't just about you. It's about the lives your obedience will touch. You carry answers in your spirit. You carry blueprints in your mind. You carry healing in your energy. You are a walking strategy from heaven. And God is going to place you in rooms where your very presence shifts the atmosphere. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because your essence speaks for itself. This is what being chosen looks like. And yes, there will be resistance, there will be opposition, There will be attempts to distract you, to delay you, to discourage you. But you're different now. You don't react the same way. You've been fortified by fire. What used to shake you now sharpens you. What used to confuse you now confirms your growth. You don't need validation. You walk in revelation. You don't need attention. You walk in authority. Chosen one, your name is echoing in divine realms. Angels have been assigned to your next steps. Your movements are being guided with precision. Your mind is being renewed. Your body is being strengthened. Your spirit is being expanded. You are being prepared for glory. And glory doesn't just visit, it transforms. What's about to touch your life will leave no area. The same, get ready to release what no longer aligns. Get ready to receive what you once only dreamed of. Get ready to stand in places you once prayed to enter. Get ready to lead, to speak, to shine, to shift. Get ready to embody your assignment without apology, because the light around you is increasing, and it will draw both curiosity and confirmation. Stay rooted, stay aligned, stay available, because favor is knocking, and this time it's not passing by, it's staying. There is a unique energy gathering around your name right now. It's subtle but unstoppable, silent but sovereign. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit knows something. Enormous is forming. This isn't imagination, it's intuition. This is spiritual intelligence, activating your awareness, preparing you to step into the role you were divinely crafted to play. You're not simply entering a new season, you're entering your divine territory. You're being handed access codes to dimensions you didn't earn through labor, but through lineage. You were chosen long before you were aware of your assignment. Long before the disappointments, long before the heartbreaks. You were already selected. Every delay was just a setup for the kind of acceleration that only happens to those in the 1%. That's you. You're not on this path because of coincidence. You're on it because of covenant. And when covenant is in motion, everything you lost begins to make sense. You're about to see what divine recompense looks like, what it feels like when heaven says, now it's your turn. For too long, you've been clapping for others in their winning seasons, while your own spirit wondered, when is it mine? That wondering is over. The divine timeline has now collided with your obedience, and the reward is on its way, not just spiritual, tangible, measurable, visible. The shift won't just be internal, it will manifest in every area of your life. There is an unveiling taking place. You've been carrying more light than you realized. The shadows around you weren't there to dim you, they were there to highlight what only divine light can reveal. And now, the curtain is being pulled back. The fullness of who you are is being shown to the world, not for performance, but for purpose. This isn't your spotlight moment. This is your divine emergence. Everything about you is shifting because your atmosphere is changing. You are no longer in the same vibrational zone. You're operating at a new frequency, a frequency that repels. The wrong attracts the aligned and releases the delays. Things that once felt hard will now become easy. Not because they've changed, but because you've changed. You are walking in the full maturity of your divine identity, and that makes you powerful in ways you don't even fully see. Yet the people around you will notice before you do. They'll comment on your glow, on your peace, on your presence. What they're really seeing is your divine confirmation, finally shining through the cracks that life tried to close. You were cracked open, not broken. You were stretched, not shattered. And from every crack, divine light is now pouring out. You are no longer being dimmed. You are no longer being silenced. You are no longer hiding behind humility that was rooted in fear. You are rising. You'll start to feel the internal push to dream bigger, to ask for more, to move differently. That's not ego, it's alignment. Your soul knows the assignment. It's whispering instructions that don't make sense to your logical mind. but your spirit resonates with the message follow. That flow, trust, that voice, move when you're prompted, because what's ahead is time sensitive. Divine timing is meeting divine action, and this moment is not one you can afford to ignore. Your elevation will come with decisions, and not all of them will be easy. Some will require you to walk away from what's familiar. Some will call you to release what no longer reflects your future. That's okay. Don't resist the release. Don't argue with the redirection. Sometimes divine promotion looks like personal separation. Sometimes elevation requires isolation, but you know how to move in the dark. You've trained in silence. You've danced with destiny behind the veil. Now the veil is lifting. You are being summoned by purpose, not the watered-down version of your purpose, the full, glorious, unapologetic version, the one that heals others just by showing up, the one that speaks without speaking, the one that doesn't conform to the crowd, but carries the code of divine royalty. You don't have to explain your shift. Just walk in it and let your energy announce your next chapter. Your wealth is shifting. Your name is shifting. Your circle is shifting. Your reach is expanding. Your story is being rewritten in real time. You don't need to chase a platform. You are the platform. You don't need to beg for connection. You are the connection. The portal of divine transformation is open over your life, and it's pouring out wisdom, clarity, ideas, opportunities, and divine assistance. This is where divine legacy begins. This is where the ripple effect starts. What you do now will not just affect you, it will impact bloodlines, future generations, and divine timelines. You are a blueprint in motion, a walking prophecy, a confirmation of what happens when someone says yes, stays faithful, and trusts the divine design, even when the map made no sense. You've passed the test, the internal ones, the hidden ones, the ones no one saw, but heaven recorded. And because of that, you are not entering this new season as a beginner. You're entering it as a spiritual giant, a force, a frequency of alignment. And with that power comes access to divine acceleration, access to the kind of wealth that has nothing to do with money and everything to do with impact, access to people, places, and plans that match your divine signature. You will begin to feel a magnetic pull towards your destiny. Certain things will no longer interest you. Certain people will no longer be able to remain around you. It's not personal, it's prophetic. As your energy rises, your environment must respond. What's not in alignment will fall away. And that falling away is your confirmation that what's coming is greater than what you've outgrown. You are about to be celebrated in places you were once ignored, honoured in spaces that once rejected, you remembered in moments that once forgot you. And it won't be because of who you know, but because of who you are. Your identity is now louder than your effort. You're not striving, you're shining, you're not explaining, you're embodying. And that embodiment is magnetic, divine, unstoppable. You're walking into rooms as the answer, not the question. You're being positioned as the voice, not the echo you're becoming, the shift others have been waiting on. And all of this is happening now, not someday, not eventually now. Because your spirit is ready, your preparation is complete, your calling is clear, and your time is here. The atmosphere around you is no longer neutral. It is charged, electrified, responding to the magnitude of who you truly are. What was once dormant is now active. What once felt like a distant dream now breathes with urgency. You can feel it in your bones, in your breath, in your thoughts. You're not who you used to be. You're walking with a new kind of posture, not arrogance, awareness, not entitlement, embodiment. You are the proof of what alignment produces. There is an invisible seal upon your life now, one that grants you access, others can't explain, you'll walk into places where no one knows your name. And yet doors will swing open for you. You'll be invited to speak where others have been waiting for years just to be noticed. You'll experience rapid alignment because your presence now carries a divine frequency. People may try to figure you out, but you are not here to be figured out. You are here to be followed, not as a leader who demands, but as a light that guides. And here's the most astonishing part. This is only the beginning. What you're seeing now is the sprouting, not the fullness, the glimpses, not the glory. The soil has shifted. Your roots are now deep enough to carry the expansion that is coming no longer. Do you fear visibility? Because, visibility is not the enemy. Ego is, and you have already been purged of ego through your wilderness. So now, when the lights shine, they won't blind you. They'll simply reflect what's already burning within. There is a reason God isolated you. Not to punish, but to prepare. You were never forgotten. You were being fortified. You were never overlooked. You were being overfilled. So now when people see you, they won't see the version of you that was striving to prove worth. They'll see the version of you who knows they've already been approved, chosen, sealed, and appointed. You carry divine authority. Now, not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that commands atmospheres. When you speak, things shift. When you move, realms respond when you show up. The frequency changes, and you don't need to say a word for people to feel the gravity of your presence. Because when heaven backs, you earth has no choice but to recognize it. This is why your timing felt so strange, why you kept being delayed, rerouted, and hidden. God wasn't making you late. God was keeping you in alignment with the divine timeline. Had you been revealed earlier, it would have compromised your preparation. Had you been elevated before your inner healing, the platform would have become a prison. But now you're ready, and that readiness will be met with favor. Your assignment is no longer just about personal success. It's about spiritual impact. You will walk into rooms not looking for opportunity, but carrying divine answers. You will be sought out by people in high places, not because of your resume, but because of your resonance. You don't just have skills, you have solutions. You don't just have potential, you have presence. You carry God's fingerprint, and the world needs what you carry desperately. That's why it took so long to get here, because what's within you had to be protected until the world was ready to receive it. The systems that once resisted you will now make space for you. The people who once doubted you will now seek your insight. The opportunities that once escaped you will now chase you. You're no longer in pursuit. You're in position. Feel this truth deeply. You are the answer to a divine question. You are the fulfillment of a silent prophecy. You are walking proof that obedience always wins. That alignment never loses that. When you say yes to your soul, the universe moves mountains to match your yes. Everything is about to unfold in a way that will leave even you in awe. But don't be surprised. Be aligned. The greatness that's emerging from you now is not ego, it's essence. The more you show up as your full self, the more the universe confirms that you're walking the path of power. You don't need to prove anymore. You just need to be. You don't need to explain anymore. You just need to embody. You don't need to chase anything. You are already magnetized to everything meant for you. You'll start to feel a holy fire inside you, a boldness. You didn't ask for a clarity that cuts through confusion. That's divine confidence. It's not based on titles, followers, or applause. It's based on truth. You're finally walking in. The truth of who you are. The truth of your authority. The truth of your mission. And when truth becomes your energy, everything false falls away. Some people won't be able to handle this version of you. That's okay. Not everyone is meant to have access to the chosen. And you chosen one are not required to make others comfortable with your calling. You are here to lead, to build, to disrupt, to activate, and those who are meant to walk with you will rise to meet you. You are no longer shrinking to keep the peace. You are standing to release power. There's a movement inside you, a sacred mission. You're not just rising for yourself, you're rising for every soul. Your life will inspire every heart. Your journey will heal. Every life your light will reach you are the 1%, not in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of heaven. And when heaven sees you, all of creation responds when heaven marks you. No earthly voice can unmark you. You're entering the days where everything accelerates, not because you're hustling harder, but because you're flowing deeper. You're tuned in now. You hear God clearer. You trust yourself more. You understand the assignment. And with that clarity comes momentum. Your steps are no longer scattered. They're strategic. Your moves are no longer reactive. They're revealed. You'll begin to operate with quiet certainty, a holy confidence that makes no sense to others. You'll take bold steps without needing confirmation. You'll speak with power, even in silence, because now your energy speaks. Your presence speaks, your life speaks. And it says, I was chosen, I was called, and I cannot be stopped. You are now stepping into what your soul always knew was coming. That quiet inner certainty, that calm whisper that told you, hold on, it's coming, was never wrong. The doubt tried to drown it. The waiting tried to bury it. The disappointments tried to silence it. But truth cannot be buried. Destiny cannot be denied. And now that inner truth is becoming your outer reality, what you're about to experience isn't just success, it's supernatural success. The kind of alignment that shocks people, the kind of blessings that make them ask, how did that happen so fast? But those who don't know your private wilderness will never understand your public windfall. They didn't see the prayers, they didn't feel the heartbreak, they didn't carry the call. But you did, and that's why you're qualified. The weight of your calling was never random. It was never punishment. It was preparation. Heavy callings require strong vessels, and you chosen one have been refined through pressure, purified through fire, and prepared through pain. Every tear has built a reservoir of wisdom. Every delay has stretched your spiritual endurance. Every disappointment has deepened your discernment. Now, all that internal construction is about to meet external manifestation. You will begin to recognize yourself less, not because you've lost who you are, but because you're finally seeing who you were always meant to be. The spiritual fog is lifting, the fear is fading, the resistance is dissolving, and clarity is arriving. You will know where to go, who to talk to, what to say, what to release. You won't guess. You'll know, because God is not giving you just direction. God is giving you dominion. That dominion won't look like control. It will look like confidence, the kind that doesn't need to argue, the kind that doesn't panic in silence, the kind that holds steady when others are shaken. That's what it means to be royalty in the spirit. You don't react to chaos. You redirect energy. You don't absorb everything. You discern what deserves your vibration. Everything that's coming to you now is coming because of who you've become. This version of you is a spiritual magnet. You're no longer chasing alignment. You are alignment. You're no longer begging the door to open. You are the door. You don't need to convince people to believe in you. Your fruit will speak louder than any explanation ever could.